Hey YouTubers, Farm Boy Reef, how's everybody doing? So on today's episode of Coral Friday, I picked up a really nice specimen. I have it up here, it's on the left. It's been acclimating for about an hour or more. The best I find for the acclimation process for this coral is to put it in your tank, add a little bit of your tank water, and leave it sit for an hour or more. And about every 15 minutes you keep adding a little bit of water because you want to make sure your salinity in the bag and the salinity that's in your tank are equal, so you don't stress out your coral. And by putting that bag in your water, it's going to bring the temperature in the bag is the same as in your tank, so that makes sure your coral's not stress-free. You definitely have a better chance with your coral. So the coral I got tonight is it's called the open brain coral. It gets its name by, if you look at the coral, it actually looks like a human brain. It's pretty neat. These corals, they live in the waters of like the Red Sea or in like Australia. They live in the waters that aren't that deep, or shallow water where it's warm. They like the sandy bottoms to live on, and the eating habits with the open brain are they're nocturnal. At night, their tentacles come out and feed. The other thing about this coral as well, the open brain coral, it has a symbiotic relationship with the algae that lives in its skin and all its polyps. The algae is called a zooxanthellae. It's the coral. What it does is it uses the algae that grows in its skin by using the light, like photosynthesis, and creates a sugar. The sugar feeds the coral, and that's what the coral feeds on, is the sugar that the zooxanthellae produce. So you don't always need to feed a zooplankton all the time at night, but it's getting all its sugars and stuff from the algae from your lights from in your tank. So that's a really great feature as well. But you can feed this coral at night, make sure it colors up really nice. I use reef, but it's a great coral. So it's been acclimating for a while now. We got to make sure what we got to do is we got to put it down, take it down to the lab. We're going to do a little coral dip on there, Revive from Julian Sprung, great guy. It's a great product. I use it on all my coral dips every Friday. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to put it under the LED lights. We're going to turn the blues down. We're going to go down through the percentages and do a couple presets to see how it pops. This one I picked out is really bright green colors with a little bit of white on there, so I think it's really going to pop. I'm going to put it on the left side of my tank right here. I got a really nice sand bed, and it's a pretty good size, at least 6 inches. It'll go in that area because it likes a sandy bed, this coral. All right, guys, so let's take it to the lab. We're going to do a coral dip, see if we have any pests on there. We've got to make sure, we don't want to get any flatworms or any kind of like snails or anything we don't want on there, or some little pest starfish. So let's take it downstairs. We're going to coral dip that, and we'll bring it back up here. We'll place it on the sand bed. We'll turn some LEDs down and talk a little bit about it, guys. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and do it. All right, guys, so I just made it down to the fish lab down here in the basement. So I got everything all set up. I got my Revive Coral Cleaner by Julian Sprung. This is great stuff. This is a must. I use this on every coral that I put in my main display because you don't want to get any pests in there. If you can get the pests out before they get in there, you're going to have a lot less problems. All right, guys, so get your Revive by Julian Sprung. Great stuff. So I got the beast right here. I got the open brain. You guys can see him. Try to get him close for you. That's a beautiful coral right there. I ended up buying this coral from Aqua Valley in Canada. It's a great store, clean place. He's got a lot of great corals. It's full of corals, guys. He's got great prices, and he's very helpful. If you guys want to check him out, it's Aqua Valley. He has a store in the east end of Ottawa as well, and he has a store opening up in Toronto. So definitely check out his website, guys, Aqua Valley. His name's Ashik, great guy. Check him out. So, back to the coral. This is the coral right here. We're good to go. So I got my Revive all mixed up. We're gonna place them in here, and we'll watch them close, see if we get any pests on them, guys. Guys, so I got the open brain specimen right now. So I end up using the Revive coral dip. So if you read the instructions, you mix 4 capfuls or 40 milliliters of Revive for 3.8 liters of clean water. And then you wait about 15 minutes, and hopefully you can make sure and get all the pests off your coral. So we're just gonna wait 15 minutes. I like to move the water around a little bit, you know what I mean, just to get some movement going on. Make sure there's releasing the pests, if there is any. So we end up leaving them for 15 minutes. So let's just see if we see any little critters start coming off them. But isn't that a beautiful piece right there? Man, it looked amazing under the radions and the blue lights when we were in the store today. Ashik brought me in personally, showed me these corals, and this is what we picked. You guys should definitely check out his store. So if we look right there, looks like we got a bristle worm. That's good. Don't want that in my tank. So there you go. Fine example. The revive is kicking in. That's one pest I don't want in my tank. So let's just move the water around a little bit more. Don't hit the coral. Just want to agitate the water. Guys. Alright guys, so the 15 minutes is almost up, but I just want to show you one other thing I do. If it's like the skeleton on the bottom, I like to flip it over and get like something sharp, you know what I mean? And if you see any like little nicks and crannies on the top or anywhere, you just want to make sure like there's no flatworms or anything. You really want to inspect your corals, but I like just to double check, you know what I mean? Make sure there's anything on the bottom or any little nook and crannies. No little pests kicking around. But the only thing I got was one little baby bristle worm. But definitely, there's that show, you know, Julian Sprung's products work really, really well. That's why I use these products. So that's definitely one little guy that I do not have to get in my display tank. But rather than that, the coral's really clean. But that's just like any other corals, or it could be any store. You could have a pest. You know what I mean? So dip your corals, guys. All right, guys. So I just made it up from the lab. I got the open brain. He's sitting comfortably there on the sand bed. One thing before we go on to that, before you end up putting your coral in there, you want to make sure you rinse them off after you use the revive. You don't want to put any revive in your main display tank. I just want to point that out. So we got our open brain. He's sitting on the sand bed right now. He's got a lot of area there, so as he's growing, he won't crowd out any other corals. So I want to show you guys up close and personal what he looks like here under the lights. I stuck him in this area because there's a lot of light in this area. Off the radions, it's very bright, so that'll help, you know, his algae that lives in his skin create sugar to feed him during the day. We'll end up just feeding him at night, feed him some reef roids, some shrimp to make him happy, and he'll color up really nice and start growing really well. So I'm going to bring you guys close and personal here to check him out, and we'll take the radions, we'll start turning the blues down and see what he looks like and see his colors. So there's the open brain coral. It definitely looks like a brain, doesn't it? Alright, so I got my ReefLink app open right now. So let's start turning the colors down. Alright guys? So let's take our reds, we'll take them right down. Let's take our greens out of the picture. So there we go, it's starting to turn a bit now. So let's take our cool whites, let's bring them down. Bring them down, right down. So there you go, see that coral, the green? It looks amazing. And then we're going to bring our blues down 40%. Look at that. Holy jeez, is it ever popping? So you guys can see how much that's popping right now. Amazing. So let's bring our other blues down. There's 15%. See, it's coloring. You can't even see the sand anymore. It's so bright. So let's keep bringing our royal blues down. So we got those down to 30%, 28%, 17%, 8%. Let's bring the other blues down. There's 10%. So there's what it's looking right now. So let's bring those back up. We'll bring up our blues. That's 27%. Let's bring up our royal blues. This is what the royal blues really make it pop. So let's bring those royal blues right up. Look at that. It's like freaking neon. Wild, eh? It's beautiful looking. Alright, so that's what it looks like, guys. So let's go to do some presets here. Let's go to presets. Let's go polyfluorescent. That's pretty sweet. Okay, so let's go coral radiance. That's pretty nice. Reef creations. Beautiful. Deep blues. Yeah, that is a beautiful coral. I'm definitely glad I got that addition for the tank. Very nice. Alright guys, so that's Coral Friday for this week. Hope you guys really like this episode. I got a very beautiful specimen there from my buddy Ashik at Aqua Valley in Ottawa. You could definitely go check out his store, or check out his website. He's got really great prices. Great guy. So, and the other shout out I want to do tonight was for Dilio Flow TV. I woke up this morning and he did a rap video of Farm Boy Reef. It was pretty good and great guy. Thanks a lot for doing that for me. Not many people do that for other people. But keep them coming, man. I'm looking forward to see if you do another wrap one about, you know, fish tanks and stuff. They're all my other hobbies. So I just wanted to thank everybody on the Farm Boy Reef Club as well. Thanks, guys. Come and check us out. We're doing really great there. And have a good night. So please leave your comments below. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. You never know what video I'm going to do next, guys. Have a good night. Bye.